Hello and welcome for this new episode of the podcast of GoMyTech, the media of GoMyCode. Today we are really proud to have with us Thibaut Vanderhofstadt.
Well done, you did it pretty well.
For the first time. And the CEO of Sortlist, one of the biggest Belgian startup. And we are really proud to have you with us today. So Thibaut, what is Sortlist?
Yeah, so Sortlist is a marketplace for B2B services, and we help decision maker to find the right digital marketing agency, as well in PR, in web design, in web development. And we are expanding in the Middle East and North Africa for the moment. So that's why I'm here. We have an office in Tunisia. And we try really to help as many as possible decision maker to innovate and to develop their business. So that's what we do. And at the end of the day, we offer a way to reduce their financial risk because they can meet different partners, they can receive proposal, they can as well have some experts in our team that guide them toward the right partner.
So some media call you the Tinder of of matching or of marketing, or that kind of word is used by some media. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I think we do more than being the Tinder because at the end of the day, we are a B2B service. So we really help any startup, decision maker, corporates to develop themselves and in really complex projects that imply their strategy, imply huge investments. So for instance, I don't know, you could have a coding school willing to expand across Middle East and North Africa, looking for a digital agency, I don't know, in Nigeria. This is pretty challenging. It's a huge investment, who you can trust, with who you can work. And so that's typically where we have a role to play.
And that's what we did at GoMyCode. Honestly, we used Sortlist and we are really happy to do that and we find the right way to do it. And I have to honestly thank your teams because you have a really great team. Honestly.
Thanks.
So I want to ask you about the beginning of Sortlist. What was the idea at first? I read in some newspaper that you had to pivot sometimes, you have to change your mind. Mm-hmm. So what was the initial idea and how did you evolve?
How did we make evolve toward what we are today? Yeah, so it's an entrepreneurial process, as any company.
But you made it as a student. No?
Yeah. So we had no experience. We did not know anything about marketing, digital, nothing. It was actually it was the second company because we before Sortlist we started a digital agency. So that's how we learned a bit about this industry, about how to create a website, how to create a kind of a platform, how to sell services to clients, and how to help clients achieve their goals. So the concept and the idea did not really change since the start. Why we have started in the first place, it's because we always wanted to help business owner to succeed. No more, nor less. It's really the goal was to say, we were meeting accountants, we were meeting people in the construction industry, but we were meeting as well people that wanted to start a company and so on. And we were seeing always the same type of challenge. They were facing a huge problems to know, okay, with who can I work to innovate, to simply start another website. And then step by step, by working on those things, we have noticed that the pain were global and that any company of any size at the end of the day were facing issues. And so that was the drive. It has always been the drive to say, we want to make sure that people meet the right partner for them. It's not the right one, it's not the biggest one, it's not maybe the best one, it's the right one for their budget, for their needs, for their ambition and so on. And so that has always been the drive. We did a lot of pivots. because the challenge is to, as we are a marketplace, the challenge is always you want to provide a service that is as simple as possible to make it accessible, but to capture value out of the service is complicated because it's a long sales cycle. People they need to meet different partners, and so the buying cycle to select the right agency can take up to 6 months sometimes.
Okay.
But thanks to our service now, it's shorter, so it can take few days because still you need to meet, you need to exchange, you need to receive a proposal, quotes that are adapted
and
to
is
you.
it based on human skills from your team, for example, or is there some technical help from algorithm or artificial intelligence?
Yeah, basically how we have started was super basic. It was with 100% human.
Okay.
So we did it, the matchmaking platform, by ourselves. So we were meeting, I don't know, you, Yassine,
Yeah.
and then you were explaining your problem, and I was saying,
You find
okay,
the solution.
I have some solution for you. Wait a second, and I was calling some people that I knew in my database of suppliers. So that was kind of version number 1 of the platform, and that was a long time ago. It was 8 years ago already. And then step by step, you start to capture the right data so that you can structure the process and you analyze each step of the process to make it accessible at the end of the day for as many as possible Yassine, but as well as many as possible provider, and that it's adapted to them. So today it's really a set of technology that enable us to help. I mean, just in the Mena, we are helping every month 1,000 project owner just in the Middle East and North Africa, and so this is huge, and we are doing that at global level. So we do have also project in Brazil, in the US, in Australia, and so on, and that's thanks to the technology. We will not. I mean, if I was myself like duplicate, I will say to scale it everywhere, it will not be feasible. So the technology is the base at the end of the day, but what matters is the concept, is to help people to meet the right partners that will really help them out succeed. And as soon as people are successful, the idea is that it will bring us successful as well. So we first work for the success of the project owner, for the suppliers, and then once it's a success, there is no reason that we will not be successful at one point. So that's the main idea.
Fantastic. And you are four co-founders of the startup. Mm-hmm. That's it. And is it difficult to manage it in the daily basis routine?
Saying it's easy, I will not say that. Because I think we have picked one of the most complicated business. Yeah. First, it's a marketplace. So super funny and super nice concept, but you have 2 clients to convince. Mm. That needs to understand the value proposition for both sides. It's super complex. It's in the B2B world, so it's even more complex. And the sales cycle is super long. Yeah. So I think that's why there are not that many players on the market on Earth. I mean, we are maybe 10 in our world, but not really in direct competition with Sortlist. Okay. But in the Middle East, North Africa, I think we are the only one. Yeah. There are some small players, but not with the same type of service than us. So yeah, it's so complex that at the end of the day, I will say no, it's not easy. And now the big change we have is, of course, it's to make sure that the team understand the vision, that we can work to help as many as possible decision maker, to make sure that we can be more aware of our existence at international level and so on. So yeah, I will not say it's easy, but it's getting easier. So.
And you are now present in how many countries?
So we have offices in 7 countries, mm-hmm. But we do operate, I will say, more than 20 countries. So the big market for us is Mena, but as well Europe, because that's where we are coming from. And so we do have an office here in Tunis, but as well in Paris, in Madrid, in Brussels, in Rotterdam, Munich, as well in Romania. We have an office, and that's it, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
And why the choice of the MENA region?
So it's by accident, I will say. By accident. Karim joined our team. He is based in Belgium, and he's from Tunisia. And he told us, the MENA market is huge. We should expand there. And so that's how we arrived.
Okay.
So we started a few months ago with Karim. Then he talked with great talents, NetJet, with other that joined later on. And today there are almost 10 in the team, getting close to 10. And it offers a great opportunity for us because it's in the center of the MENA region. We do work for Moroccan market, but as well for Egypt, United States of America, Qatar, and Dubai, and so on. So we are really in the middle, and it's pretty convenient by plane as well from Belgium.
Okay.
So it's a big advantage. People speak French. I do speak French as well. Culturally, we are pretty similar. I have the feeling.
Yeah.
I mean, there are differences, of course, but we do see a lot of opportunities to work together. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And is it different to work with the European market and the MENA market, or do people have the same? The same attendees?
It's at the end of the day, I believe that still we are all humans, so that's a good thing. So there are some cultural differences amongst everyone, that's for sure. I mean, when you have a German that is talking with a Spanish and then a Tunisian, you can imagine that there are some differences in the team. But at the end of the day, we have some values that bring us together, and I think that's what matters. Is as soon as with your company you have a clear vision of what you do, a mission that you want to really achieve something together, and that you can share values, then you have a great team that can join those values, make those values live. In our case, the biggest value for us is the team, because that's what we do. We bring teams together, we gather them, we make sure to look for talents. So the second value, talents, transparency. We are a platform, we want to create more transparency in the market. And also we want to make sure that those talents, they can trust each other, because you cannot work in team if you are not trusting each other. And finally, we want to make sure that people can try. So those 5 values, the 5 T's, are there to make sure that we can align. And when we do recruitment, when we work also with clients, we want to make sure that those values can be present and felt around us, because that's who we are.
Okay, great. And do you see the MENA market as as a market that can help you to go to the African market, sub-Saharan Africa market?
So we see the MENA market as one of the most growing markets in the digital tech industry. It's to be honest, it has been kind of a surprise to see so much growth in MENA. And it has been kind of organic growth. Okay. So it was not planned initially to expand in the MENA, but we had received so many requests, so many great entrepreneurs, ambitious people that want to succeed and develop themselves in new project innovation and so on, that we had to do something to help them out grow. And so for us, it's really it was opportunistic in a way, to be transparent, but we see that we can help more and more people. And for sure, today the platform covers 100% of the countries of Africa. But if we really want to expand, we will need to grow the team in Tunisia. We will need to make sure we have enough people to help as many as possible project owner and decision makers.
Fantastic. Hope to see you soon in some biggest country in Africa. I don't know, the Nigerian market, for example, which is a very, very big market. So I hope to see you there. We need you there, please. I just read in the newspaper that you have fundraised 11 million euro, and you are on your way to go to the American market. It's a really big step for Sortlist.
Yeah. So in terms of the strategy we have, it of course is to continue expanding in the MENA. We have opened the UK as well recently at the same time than the MENA, and we are preparing the US market for next year. It's super competitive market, of course, because it represents almost 50% of the market at global level. But we do believe we offer something different that no one really offers. And I think it's thanks to our value and the approach we are having with business. So yeah, we are pretty confident, but pretty ambitious as well. Yeah. So yeah, for sure, you will hear about us in the coming months. So yeah, stay tuned for the US.
We cross fingers for Gomeka 2, maybe one day. And just you talked about values. I don't know. What I understand from what you said, that is something really important for you, and that is something that took time to put it in place and to give it to Sortlist. Is it the case? Is it difficult to put values on a big team that is growing?
So values, I mean, values. The complexity of values is you need to make sure that they still live. Yeah. So you can start with some values, and then you can realize that maybe there are other values in the team that are rising for, I don't know, X, Y, Z reason. So it's complicated at the end of the day to make sure that the culture stay on the right road and still align with the vision of the founders, because today we are 120 in the team. And yeah, 120 different people with different lives, with different personal values as well. So when we do recruitment, when we do any decision linked to the people strategy, we try to keep those values in mind in what we do. But it's complex. Yeah, so indeed it's complex.
But you find the way.
Yeah, I mean, it's a work in progress all the time. I will not say it's done and
it's up to your personality or to the founder's personality.
It's probably it's pretty linked to partly my personality and the one of my co-founders. We have some similarities in the way we see things. We are 4 co-founders, so it's a lot of people, but I mean, by design, you need to make 4 people work together on one similar idea. So the team was kind of by design the number one thing that can be kind of the way to make a project explode or succeed. Yeah. And so we found a way to work in teams, and so I think that's a value we really live every day. I don't know in Tunisia if it's really super famous to go to a Scout or the young movement, but in Belgium it's kind of really the thing. And for the 4 of us, we were the 4 of us chief in the Scout movement in Belgium, and so we have this kind of community spirit that we can help each other work in teams. The solidarity between us is pretty present. So yeah, probably it's linked to all the things we have lived in the past.
It's a question of confidence between the co-founders.
Yes, yeah. I will not say it's always easy. There is, of course, ups and downs, but
it's normal.
That's part of the life.
Normal. Just a last question, Thibaut. If you have to give some advices or some tips to a young startupper who want to to launch his own startup?
So I will say that don't be afraid.
Were you afraid when you launched the Sortlist? No?
I was damn stupid. No, I was damn naive, let's say.
Okay.
But you need, I mean, as a bit, you need to be persistent. You need to believe in your idea, but you need to stay open to the feedback. It's super important, because I've seen so many entrepreneurs failing because they were not listening to what's going on the market, not listening to anyone. So you need to, at the same time, focus on your thing and your idea, but also being sufficiently smart to listen to what's happening on the market and to what the market really needs, and are you really solving a problem for them or not? If it's not the case, how can you maybe package it in another way to make it more obvious that you solve their problems? I think that's the key, and I've seen a lot of entrepreneurs failing because they were too stubborn, not listening to the market, too afraid to share their ideas, too afraid to meet clients. And so that's super important. Stay focused on the pain of the customer, go to talk to people, share as many as possible times your ideas, change, iterate.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Really good luck. It's not easy to do that. So thank you so much, Thibaut.
Yes.
And hope to see you soon here in Tunisia and at Go My Code.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you a lot, Yassine.
You're welcome anytime. So thank you so much. It was the podcast of Go My Code. We see you soon. Bye.